given actually. Daytime, Sarayana, Shukla Paksha, everything is going on now. Shukla Paksha, daytime, Chaitra Navami, Chaitra, what do you call, Navaratri is going on. And the two leaving Suhagan on the day of Tuesday. It's all very auspicious events. So then we generally think, but here the greatest thing is while leaving, one should hear also. So that my auntie was doing. So I was just thinking, so the verses telling the same thing. One should hear about Lord. So divine arrangement for Parikshit Maharaj was all the sages have assembled. So there are many activities which a person does. But at the time of quitting the body, he has to renounce all the activities. And he should focus on that main activity which is required at the time of. At that time, one should not think, oh, what will happen to my property? What will happen to my children? Every day, anyhow, one day all of us have to go. That consciousness should be there at the time of quitting the body. So this question is actually asked for all of us. For Parikshit Maharaj, anyhow, is a great personality. So Krishna arranges the wonderful paraphernalia so that Krishna can teach all of us through his pastimes. So here it is said in Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary, I thus ask your mercy. And one has to develop faith in the mercy of the Brahmanas. Faith in the mercy of the spiritual master is most important. So you consider me and tell me what is a pure activity. There are many activities which one performs, but what is that pure activity which I should do? So for that I inquire your mercy. Because only the spiritual master can teach what should be done at the time of quitting the body. So that is why I'm completely determined to chayam. I'm completely determined. And then I have developed so much of faith in your mercy that is known as Vishrabhya. So that is why there should be a common agreement between all of you. Sarvatmana. It should not happen that you tell something, you tell something. So many sages give so many suggestions. In that suggestions, only hearing all the suggestions, leave the body. 7 days should not go. Generally, people give so many suggestions. At the time of quitting the body, do this, do that. I still remember in my father's time also. Many were giving many different suggestions. My spiritual master told, take him out of the hospital, keep him in the house, and make him hear Bhagavatam, make him hear the holy name. So that is more important. Time of quitting the body, it's not that immediately it's going to happen. Sometimes there's sickness. But when the doctor says there is no hope, immediately you should not go on trying. Okay, let me go to another hospital. Especially aged people. Just leave them home. Make them peacefully hear about the glories of Lord. It is more important. That is why it should be a common agreement, he says. Don't fight among yourselves. Sometimes the munis they fight among themselves. But these munis, these sages, they realize souls. That is why he says we are all realized. There should be a common agreement between all of you to decide what is a pure activity for me. Okay, decide and tell me. So there's a word amrushtah. Amrushatah. So first all of you decide together. And then okay. Vimla read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. ततश्च वः पृच्छयामिमं विप्रच्छे श्रद्धे विप्रा इति प्रत्यतयातायां सर्वात्मना प्रियमाणिश्च कृत्यं शुद्धं च तत्रामृषताभियुक्तः. Translation: O trustworthy Brahmanas, I now ask you about my immediate duty. Please, after proper deliberation, tell me of the unalloyed duty of everyone in all circumstances, and specifically of those who are just about to die. Purport: In this verse, the king has placed two questions before the learned sages. The first question is, what is the duty of everyone in all circumstances? And the second question is, what is the specific duty of one who is to die very shortly? Out of the two, the question relating to the dying man is most important because everyone is a dying man, either very shortly or after 100 years. The duration of life is immaterial, but the duty of a dying man is very important. Maharaj Parikshit placed these two questions before Shukdev Goswami, also on his arrival, and practically the whole of the Srimad Bhagavatam, beginning from the second canto up to the last, the 12th canto, deals with these two questions. The conclusion arrived at thereof is that devotional service of the Lord Sri Krishna, as it is confirmed by the Lord Himself in the last phases of the Bhagavad Gita, is the last word in relation to everyone's permanent duty in life. Maharaj Parikshit was already aware of this fact, but he wanted the great sages assembled there to unanimously give their verdict on his conviction so that he might be able to go on with his confirmed duty without controversy. He has specially mentioned the word Shuddha or perfectly correct. For transcendental realization or self realization, many processes are recommended by various classes of philosophers. Some of them are first class methods, and some of them are second or third class methods. The first class method demands that one give up all other methods and surrender unto the lotus feet of the Lord and thus be saved from all sins and their reactions. Hare Krishna.
25th verse. तत्राभवत् भगवान् व्यासपुत्रो यदृच्छया गामतमानोऽनपेक्षः अलक्ष्यलिङ्गो निजलाभवतुष्टो कृतश्च बालैः अवधूतवेषः तत्राभवत् भगवान् व्यासपुत्रो. That time, what happened? The powerful Vyasaputra, the son of Vyasadeva, Sukadeva Goswami came. Yadruchaya Gam Atmanah. He was actually traveling all over the earth. Anavekshaha, disinterested. Alakshalinga. Alakshalinga Nijalabha Tushtaha. Alakshalinga, linga means manifestation, symptoms. Alaksha. So he did not manifest any symptoms of the social order. He was a self-realized soul. Nijalava Tushta. He was surrounded by children actually. Avadhuta, rejected by others, Vesha interest. So he was surrounded by with women, children, and he dressed as if others had neglected. When this actually all were surrounding him, he was not bothered. Who is following him, who is not following, he was not bothered. And exactly that moment he appeared. He came there. So this was again the divine arrangement here. So here, when all were discussing without having any proper agreement about what to do, should sacrifice be done to protect Parikshit Maharaj? Should yoga be done? Meditation? Should austerity be done or charity should be done? What should be done? Because these are all the things generally a person does when he is in difficulty. He does some sacrifice, he does some charity, he does some austerity, he does some meditation. So when such difficulty is there, there are different paths. So all were thinking what to do, but there were different munis who had come, different sages who had come. And still that proper agreement did not happen, common agreement did not happen. There is a time Sukadeva Goswami comes. And the Sukadeva Goswami is Avadhuta. He is just come out of the womb and is just running without having any dress. Is naked practically. Not at all bothered. Who is laughing at him? Who is teasing him? Generally, the children tease. He's not bothered. Somebody is always absorbed in Lord. Okay. Krishna Priya,
Hare Krishna Mataji. Text 25. Tatra bhavad bhagavan vyasaputro yadrachaya gamata manonapekshaha alakshalingo nijalabhatusto mritasva balair vesha. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. At that moment, there appeared the powerful son of Vyasadeva, who travelled over the earth disinterested and satisfied with himself. He did not manifest any symptoms of belonging to any social order or status of life. He was surrendered with women and children, and he dressed as if others had neglected him. Purport. The word Bhagavan is sometimes used in relation with some of the great devotees of the Lord, like Sukadeva Goswami. Such liberated souls are disinterested in the affairs of this material world because they are self satisfied by the great achievements of devotional service. As explained before, Sukadeva Goswami never accepted any formal spiritual master, nor did he undergo any formal reformatory performances. His father Vyasadeva was his natural spiritual master because Sukadeva Goswami heard Srimad Bhagavatam from him. After this, he became completely self satisfied. Thus, he was not dependent on any formal process. The formal process are necessary for those who are expected to reach the stage of complete liberation. But Sri Sukadeva Goswami was already in that status by the grace of his father. As a young boy, he was expected to be properly dressed, but he went about naked and he was uninterested in social customs. He was neglected by the general opulence, and inquisitive boys and women surrendered him as if he were a madman. He thus appears on the sense while traveling on the earth of his own accord. It appears that upon the enquiry of Maharaja Parikshit, the great sages were not uh, unanimous in their decision as to what was to be done. For spiritual salvation, there were many prescriptions according to the different modes of different persons. But the ultimate aim of life is to attain the highest perfectional stage of devotional service to the Lord. As doctors differ, as also sages differ in their different prescriptions. While such things were going on, the great and powerful son of Vyasadeva appeared on the scene. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
if you see in the first canto, second chapter, the second verse itself, Sutta Goswami gives pranam mantra for Sukadeva Goswami. Sutta Goswami is chanting pranam mantra for his guru Sukadeva Goswami. So Sutta Goswami is also present in that assembly. Yam Bravajantam Manpeta Peta Krutyam Dvaipayano Virakataraju Putreti Tanmayataya Sarvo Vinedum Tam Sarvabhutarayam Munimanatosmi Yam Pravajantam Manupeta Peta Krutyam. You have not undergone any Anupeta means any formal sacred thread ceremony or something like sanskaras, nothing. Just came out of the womb and just running. Putreti, Putreti. Vyasa is crying. Actually, one should memorize the mantra for pranam mantra. Yamrijantam manpeta matpeta putyam dvaipayano virakataraja. Dvaipayana is Vyasa, who is crying, Katarajuha, Putreti tanmayataya sarvaro bhutarayam munimanatosmi. Yasvanubham matlushrisaravekam, Adhyatmadipam, Adhyatmadipam, Atititirshatam Tamandham, Sansarina Karunaya Purana Guhyam Tam Vyasasunumatya Upayami Guru. Vyasasunu means it is Vyasa's son who has so much compassion to everyone. Sansarina Karunaya Purana Guhyam. Sansarina Karunaya. He has so much of karuna, that is why he comes on the banks of Ganga and speaks Bhagavatam. Bhagavatam is the most compassionate teachings which has been given by Sukadeva Goswami. These two pranam mantra, that is 1.2.2 and 3. Just memorize. These two shlokas shall be memorized. So it is for Sukadeva Goswami. And Sukadeva Goswami, how he starts? Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udire. So Sukadeva Goswami is chanting this for whom? Vyasa. He is Guru. So in this way, Sukadeva Goswami chants for Vyasa. And Suta Goswami chants for Sukadeva Goswami. In this way here, Sukadeva Goswami appears. Now 20, which verse now? 26th verse. Tam Vaishtavarsham Sukumara Pada Karorubhayam Vasaka Polagatram Karorubhalam Shakpolabhatratram Charvayata Kshotrasatulya Karnam Subhru Subhrav Subhrav Okay. Subhravananam Kambuju Sujata Kantam Tam Vaishtavarsham Sukumara Pada Karoru Bhavam Kapola Gatram Charvaya Takshonas Tulya Karnam Subhravanam Kambu Sujata Kantam. Now about Sukadeva Swami has been given. Dvi Ashta. 2 times 2 multiplied by 8. Dvi Ashta. That means it's 16 years. Varsham, younger. Sukumara, very delicate. Padakara Kuru Bhav Amsha Kapola Gatram Charu. Everything is so beautiful. His legs are beautiful. His hands are beautiful, thighs are beautiful. Actually, 16 years, 17 years, the children look very beautiful. The I used to care them. In the olden times, in 14, 15 years, they would get married. But that is how the beauty starts from the 16 years. Nowadays, it becomes old in the late marriages. But those times, 14, 15 years, they should get married. 16 years, that is very beautiful body. Forehead is beautiful. All the parts of the body are very beautiful. Everything is very delicate. His eyes are beautifully wide. Akshaha, Ayataha, that is broad eyes, beautiful eyes. Unnasa, Pilya, his nose and ears are raised. These are all the lakshanas of pure devotee. He had a very attractive face, Ananam, very attractive eyebrows also. Then Kambu Sujata, his neck was well formed. It was like a conch shell, Kambu, conch shell. His kantham, that means his neck, is like a conch shell. So this is actually the respectable personality has been described. It is given also. When the great personalities, features are given. So his future features. Okay, Neil Prabhu read.
Page out.
Read. Your voice.
Tam drashya varsha sukumar pada karorumba hans kapola gatram charvayatakshon कृष्णहंसतुल्य कर्ण शुभ्रावनं कम्बुजसुजातकण्ठम्. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The son of Vyasadeva was only 16 years old. His legs, hands, thighs, arms, shoulders, forehead, and the other parts of his body were all delicately formed. His eyes were beautifully wide, and his nose and ears were highly raised. He had a very attractive face, and his neck was well formed and beautiful like a conch shell. Purport: a respectable personality is described beginning with the legs, and this honored system is observed here with Shukdev Goswami. He was only 16 years of age. A person is honored for his achievement and not for advanced age. A person can be older by experience and not by age. Sri Shukdev Goswami, who is described herein as the son of Vyasadeva, was by his knowledge more experienced than all the sages present there, although he was only 16 years old. Hare Krishna Mataji, Hari Bol Dandavat Pranam.
Further description about his wonderful features has been given. Nigura Jatrum Pruthutunga Vakshasam Avartanabhim Valivalbhukaram Cha Digambaram Vaktra Vikirna Kesham Pralambabahum Samarottamabham Nigura Jatrum Pruthu is broad. His chest is very broad, his collarbone is fleshy, covered with fleshy collarbone is fleshy. Khatta should not be there. Should be fleshy. Pruthu, Tunga, broad chest, Tanabham, navel, deep navel, Vali, Valgu, Udaram. Abdomen should be beautifully stripped. Then arms were long. There in 16 years, you don't have big stomachs, isn't it? It all happens only when you're near 40s. All that line and all get vanished. Then big matka type stomach comes. In 16 years, he has strips. Your beauty, it is all beauty. His arms were long. And his curly hair was strewn over his beautiful face. That is given here. So Amara Uttama is so beautiful. Vaktra Vikirana Kesham. Vaktra Vikirana Kesham. His hairs are curled, curly hairs. And that is how it is spread over his beautiful face. He was naked actually, Digambaram. And how is his body? It is like same like Krishna. The color is same like Krishna's. Abham. Abham means you. Su Amara Uttama. That is Krishna, who is the best of among the gods. So the color is like Krishna's body. Bluish color, blackish blue color. That is how it's very beautiful. Vandana Mataji, read.
Hare Krishna.
Voice is not.
Prithutunga Vasam
Okay, read.
Avatarana.
She's finding difficult. You also read. Neeraj Prabhu.
Sure, Mataji.
And she will read the.
निगूढजत्रो प्रथुतुङ्गवक्षा समावर्तनाभिं वलिवल्लगूदरं च दिगम्बरं वक्तविकीर्णकेशं प्रलम्बबाहुं मरोत्तमाभम्
Nigudachatrum
निगूढजत्रुं
Vakshasam. That's the ma goes there. Vakshasam Avartanabhim Valival Gudaram Cha दिगम्बरं वक्तविकीर्णकेशं प्रलम्बबाहुं समलोत्तमाभम्. Okay. Read the translation, Purpose.
Translation: His collarbone was fleshy, his chest broad and thick, his navel deep, and his abdomen beautifully stripped. His arms were long, and curly hair was pulled over his beautiful face. He was naked, and the hue of his body reflected that of Lord Krishna. Purport: His bodily features indicate him to be different from common men. All the signs described in connection with the bodily feature of Sukdev Goswami are uncommon symptoms, typical of great personalities. According to physiognomic, physio or no nickel calculations, his bodily hue resembled that of Lord Krishna, who is the supreme amongst the god, demigod, and all the living beings. Hare Krishna.
श्यामं सदा पीव्य वयो वयोऽङ्गलक्ष्म्या श्रीनामनोज्ञं रुचिरस्मितेन प्रत्युत्थितास्ते मुनयः शासनेभ्यः तलक्षणज्ञा अपि गूढवर्चसम् श्यामं was blackish, and because of his young age he was looking very beautiful, glamorous. Especially the opulence was so beautiful. So this Srinam, they were very attracted to him. Manadyam. The ladies were very attracted to him. Because of his beautiful smile also. He had a beautiful smile. Ruchira Smitena. He's Avadhuta, he's not caring for the women. But because he had a wonderful smile, they were attracted to him. Especially the ladies were attracted to Pita. That is why many ladies were following him. And when he came to that place, all the sages present there, though he is trying to cover, this is Gudha Varchasam, he was trying to cover his glories, but still all the sages, they could recognize him. They are expert in the art of physiognomy. That is given here. Lakshana Jnana. Lakshana Jnana. That means by Lakshanas you can understand who is a powerful person, just by his appearance. So these people were physiognomy. That means they were very expert in knowing the Lakshanas. They all who were present there, they all honored him. How? By rising from their seats. They all got up. Asanebhyaha, Swasanebhyaha. They all rose from their seats and welcomed him just by seeing his personality. Still, they have not heard from him. So these Lakshanas, from the Lakshanas we can understand who is a great personality just by Lakshanas. And for that they must be expert also. स विष्णुदातोदिदय आगताय तस्मै पर्यां शिरसा जहार ततो निवृत्ताय बुधा स्त्रियोर्भका महासने सोपविवेश पूजितः. So there Vishnudat is sitting. Vishnurat means one who is protected by Vishnu, that is Maharaj Parikshit. Now Atithaye, Atithaye, Atithaye. Atithi means one who has not given time. Atithi. Without giving time, he has come. Without taking any prior appointment. Atithaye, Agataya, he has come there. Tasmai Saparyam, Shirasa, his whole body he just bowed down. Dandavat Pranam, Ajahar. Whole body means that is Dandavat Pranam, not Panchanga Pranam. Tatha Nivruttaha. So then who ceased following? That is Abudha Striyaha, less intelligent people. Less intelligent women are attracted to the smile and beautiful body and all these things. So that is why they were following. But here what Lakshanas they saw? They saw in that beautiful body that this person is a highly qualified and highly realized soul. There are two ways of seeing. One is just gross beauty. One is, yes, intellectually beautiful. Stree, yeah. So suppose a devotee is not very beautiful. दृष्टैः स्वभावजनितैरुपशश्च दोषैः न प्राकृतत्वमिह भक्तजनस्य पश्येत्. Suppose somebody is not very beautiful, has a deformed body, but he's a self-realized soul. Then one should not find fault in his body. Nectar of instruction speaks about Ganga Basam, Nakalu Budapena Panke, Brahmadratapakachari Dharmai. It is like finding fault in Ganga water. Ganga purifies everyone. So if a person sees fault in a devotee's body, suppose somebody is not beautiful, but he is a self-realized soul. Somebody has a lakshana, somebody is not having lakshana. So sometimes it can happen. So here, Sukadeva Goswami, bold before Sukadeva Goswami at the time, ignorant women, the boys, they stopped following him. So after receiving the respect from everyone, Mahasane Sah Upavivesha Ujitaha, after being respected, Sukadeva Goswami sat in his exalted seat. There is a higher seat was given. Narayana,
Yes, Mataji. श्यामं सदा पिव्यवयोऽङ्गलक्ष्म्या स्त्रीणां मनोज्ञं रुचिरस्मितेन प्रत्युत्थितास्ते मुनय स्वासनेभ्य तल्लक्षणा तल्लक्षणज्ञा अपि गूढवर्चसम्. Translation and purpose of Srila Prabhupada. Translation from Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. He was blackish and very beautiful due to his youth. Because of the glamour of his body and his attractive smiles, he was pleasing to women. Though he tried to cover his natural glories, the great sages present there were all experts in the art of physiognomy, and so they honored him by rising from their seats. स विष्णुरातोथितय आगताय तस्मै सपर्यां शिरसा जहार ततो निवृत्ताय बुधा स्त्रियोर्भका महासने सोपविवेश पूजितः. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: Maharaj Parikshit, who is also known as Vishnu Rata, one who is always protected by Vishnu, bowed his head to receive the chief guest, Sukadev Goswami. At that time, all the ignorant women and boys ceased following Srila Sukadev. Receiving respect from all, Sukadev Goswami took his exalted seat. Purport: On Sukadev Goswami's arrival at the meeting, everyone except Srila Vyasadeva and Narada and a few others stood up, and Maharaj Parikshit, who was glad to receive a great devotee of the Lord, bowed down before him with all the limbs of his body. Shukadev Goswami also exchanged the greetings and reception by embrace, shaking of hands, nodding and bowing down, especially before his father and Narada Muni. Thus, he was offered the presidential seat at the meeting. When he was so received by the kings and sages, the street boys and less intelligent women who followed him were struck with wonder and fear. So they retired from their frivolous activities and everything was full of gravity and calm. Hare Krishna.
संवृतस्तत्र महान् महीयसाम् ब्रह्मर्षिराजर्षि देवर्षि सङ्गैः व्यरोचतालं भगवान् यथेन्दु ग्रहक्षतारानिकरैः The comparison is given of the moon and Sukadeva Goswami. Sukadeva Goswami is compared to the moon. And the rishis, Brahma rishis, Raja rishis, Deva rishis, Deva Rishi, Narada is present. In Brahma Rishi, Arishtena, Vashishta is present. Brahma Rishi, Vashishta. The Raja Rishi, Arishtisena is present. So like this, all wonderful sages are present, all rishis are there. And the comparison is like the moon is surrounded by the planets, by the stars. So it's so wonderful. And he was respected by everyone. Okay. Kamalakshi Mataji, read.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Sa samvratastatra mahan magiyasham brahmarshi rajarshi devarshi sangai viyorachattalam bhagavan yedendur graharsha tatra niharai paritaha. Sound. Translation purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Sukadeva Goswami was then surrounded by saintly sages and demigods, just as the moon is surrounded by stars, planets, and other heavenly bodies. His presence was gorgeous and he was respected by all. Purport. In the great assembly by saintly personalities, there was Vyasadeva, the Brahmarshi, Narada, the Devarshi, Parasurama, the great ruler of the Kshatriya kings, etc. Some of them were powerful incarnations of the Lord. Sukadeva Goswami was not known as Brahmarishi, Rajarishi, or Devarishi, nor was he an incarnation like Narada, Vyasa, or Parasurama, and yet he excelled them in respect paid. This means that the devotee of the Lord is more honored in the world than the Lord himself. One should therefore never minimize the importance of a devotee like Sukadeva Goswami. Hare Krishna Mataji.
31st verse, last one for today. प्रशान्तमासीनमकुण्ठमेधसा मेधसं मुनिनृपो भागवतोऽभ्युपेत्य प्रणम्य मूर्ध्ना वहितः कृताञ्जलिर्त्वा गिरासु सूनृतयान्वपृच्छन् प्रशान्तम् आसीनं he sat, being is perfectly pacified, very happy, pacified. Akunta, without hesitation, he sat. Without hesitation, he is ready to answer questions that is given. He is intelligent. Medasam, Munim, he is such a great sage. As he is ready and he is ready to answer questions without any hesitation. So Maharaj Parikshit, Bhagavata is a great devotee. Abhyupetya, he approached him. Pranamya, going down. That is how the question is asked. Being obeisances. Mudna, putting his head properly, the folded hands, going down with the folded hands, bowing his head, the folded hands. Natva gira, politely, by the words, in a very sweet voice. Sun, sun taya, sun, srunurtya, sunurtya. It is with a very polite voice. Avapruchat, he inquired. Parikshit Maharaj, he went to him, approached him, and inquired with a polite voice. Gadadhar Prabhu, please read.
Hare Krishna Mataji Dandatma. Text number 31. Prashantam asinam akuntamedasam munim rupo bhagavato abhyupitya pranamya murdana vahitah kritanjali natva gira sundratayana vapracha.
Wait. Narayana, read the verse.
Yes, Mataji. प्रशान्तमासीनमकुण्ठमेधसं मुनिं नृपो भागवतोऽभ्युपेत्य प्रणम्य मूर्ध्ना वहित कृताञ्जलि नत्वा गिरासूनु नत्वा गिरासूनृत्यान् वपृच्छत
नत्वा गिरासूनृतयान् वपृच्छत्
नत्वा गिरासूनृत्यान्
ययान्
वपृच्छत
यान् वपृच्छत्. Radha Prabhu understood where are the mistakes you are
Yeah, Mataji. Can I read once again, Mataji?
read.
I'll try, Mataji.
Namasi Namakundame
Prashantam, Hare, Prashantam Asinam Akuntamedasam Munim Rupo Bhagavato Pyupetya Pranamya Murdanavahitah Kritanjali
प्रणम्य मूर्ध्ना वहितः कृताञ्जलि.
Pranamya Murdanavahitah
मूर्ध्ना मूर्ध्ना
Kritanjali.
मूर्ध्ना दीर्घरस्व somewhere you miss, then you
Okay,
cut the shloka.
okay.
प्रणम्य मूर्ध्ना वहितः कृताञ्जलि.
Pranamya Murdanavahitah.
मूर्धा मूर्ध्ना मूर्ध्ना. Okay, you practice later. Now read the translation perfect.
The sage Sri Shukadeva Goswami sat perfectly pacified, intelligent, and ready to answer any question without hesitation. The great devotee Maharaja Parikshit approached him.
Read. Voice is not heard, Prabhu.
Respects by bowing
Your voice
words,
is cutting.
unfolded
Your voice
hands.
is
Parikshit
breaking,
of
Prabhu.
befitting
Haribol,
in
voice
terms
is
of spiritual
breaking.
injunctions. Hare Yeah, Mataji. The gesture now adopted by
Open
Maharaja
your
Parikshit.
video. You off your video, then your voice will come. Off your video and read the purport properly. Some problem is there. Okay, Neeraj Prabhu, you read the purport.
Sure, Mataji. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Hare Krishna.
Master to understand.
Should I read just the purport, Mataji, or should I also read the
Purport.
purport? Okay, Mataji. Purport. The gesture now adopted by Maharaj Parikshit of questioning a master is quite befitting in terms of scriptural injunctions. The scriptural injunction is that one should humbly approach a spiritual master to understand the transcendental science. Maharaj Parikshit was now prepared for meeting his death, and within the very short time of 7 days, he was to know the process of entering the kingdom of God. In such important cases, one is required to approach a spiritual master. There is no necessity of approaching a spiritual master unless one is in need of solving problems of life. One who does not know how to put questions before the spiritual master has no business seeing him. And the qualification of the spiritual master is perfectly manifested in the person of Shukadev Goswami. Both the spiritual master and the disciple, namely Sri Shukadev Goswami and Maharaj Parikshit, attained perfection through the medium of Srimad Bhagavatam. Shukadev Goswami learned Srimad Bhagavatam from his father Vyasadev, but he had no chance to recite it. Before Maharaj Parikshit, he recited Srimad Bhagavatam and answered the questions of Maharaj Parikshit unhesitatingly. And thus, both the master and the disciple got salvation. Hare Krishna Mataji, Hari Bol, Dandavat Pranam.
Okay, we'll stop. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo cha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Vaishnavendra ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.